Hi everyone. As all of you know that in the last lecture we have completed our Science 1 second chapter, that is the periodic classification of elements, and as I told you that today we are going to discuss regarding the activity based questions, means what kind of questions will be asked in the exam or on the basis of the activities what type of questions will be asked. So activity based questions only today we are going to discuss in this chapter. So now here answer the following questions. This question will come for 3 marks. So answer the following questions means actually the main question is, that is question number 1. In this question number 1 there are the 3 sub questions and you have to write the answers to these 3 sub questions so that you will get the 3 marks. So now we will move towards the question answers. See, now first question is, that is how many elements are known till date. As in the beginning of the lesson we have seen that up till now how many elements are known, that is the total 118 elements are known up till now. Okay, so this answer will give you 1 mark. Second one, that is the state Daubernois triad. As all of you know that we have studied the Daubernois triad, and while explaining I told you that the statement of the Daubernois triad is very important. So what is the statement? That is the atomic mass of the middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of the other 2 elements. So that statement we have to write it here, that is the atomic mass of middle element is equal to the mean of the atomic masses of other 2 elements. Okay, so this is the statement of the Daubernois triad. Okay, so this will give you 1 mark. Now we will move towards the question number 3. So this statement is most important statement. It can be asked for 1 mark also, or only one specific question, that is the state Daubernois triad. It can be asked for 2 marks also. Now the next question is, list the triads that Daubernois could identify. Now we have studied Daubernois triad. He arranged or he made the groups of 3 elements, but it was successful only for the few elements. So we will write the group of those 3 elements. That will be the answer to this question. So first group we have seen, that is the group that is lithium, sodium and potassium. Okay, this was the one triad or one group of elements that we have seen. Okay, and one more we can write, that was the chlorine, bromine and iodine. Okay, so I think so 2 groups are enough for this 1 mark. So list the triads. So these are the triads which the Daubernois could identify. Okay, so this I think so it is fully clear, which will give you the 3 marks. Okay, now we will move towards the question number 2. This is now question number 2. In this question number 2 also you can see that there are the 3 sub questions. So this question can also be asked for 3 marks. So you can see the question, that is the atomic number of an element is 12 and complete the activity from this element. Okay, so just one line is given or just one information is given to you, that is the atomic number of an element is 12. On this one line there are 3 questions. So we will go through those questions. First question is, that is the name the element. Okay, now you have to name the element whose atomic number is 12. Okay, so we have seen the modern periodic table, we have seen some atomic numbers. So in the beginning only I have told you that you have to remember the atomic numbers of the elements. Okay, so that you can write such type of questions. So now name the element. Now what is the name of the element whose atomic number is 12? So that element is, that is the magnesium. So what is the answer? That is the magnesium. So magnesium is the element whose atomic number is 12. Now what you have to do? You have to write second question, electronic configuration of this element. Now electronic configuration of the element whose atomic number is 12. So what will be the electronic configuration? That is 2, 8, 2 plus 8, 10. So here it will be in the last shell 2 electrons. So the electronic configuration of this element is 2, 8, 2. Okay, so this is the answer to the question number 2, which will give you 1 mark. Third question, the number of electrons present into the orbit M is. Now you have to write the number of electrons which are present in the shell, that is the M shell. Okay, as I told you, there are the K shell, M shell, K shell, L shell, M shell. Shells are also called as orbits. Okay, so in the M shell or in the orbit M, how many electrons are present? We'll see. Now this is the first shell, that is the K shell. Second, that is the L, and third is the M shell. So in the M orbit, how many electrons are present? That is the 2 electrons. So such a easy and simple answers are there which can give you total 3 marks, which are very important for you. One more thing, that is instead of the atomic number 12, they can ask you any other element. For example, they can ask you atomic number of an element who the atomic number of the element is 18, or the atomic number of element is 11. So you should be able to know that the element whose atomic number is 18. So argon is the element whose atomic number is 18. Then for that you can write the electronic configuration, you can write the number of electrons. So you can, in such a way you can complete this activity and you can get 3 marks very easily. Now we'll move towards the next question. Now this is question number 3 it is, that is an element has its electronic configuration as 2882 and answer the following questions. Okay, so depending on this, there are 3 questions which are given below and you have to answer this question. Now what is the electronic configuration? That is 2882. Okay, now we'll see the first question. First question is, that is what is the atomic number of this element? Now only electronic configuration is given. From that you have to identify or you have to calculate the atomic number of that element. So how to calculate? Whatever the electronic configuration is given, you have to just add those numbers. Okay, so if we will add, we will see that 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 plus 8 is 18, and 18 plus 2 is 20. Okay, so what is the atomic number of the element? The atomic number of the element is 20. Okay, so it is just like the previous question, but only in a different way it is asked. So that we'll see. So what is the atomic number of the given element is 20. So keep in mind, whatever the electronic configuration is given, you have to just add those numbers which will give you the atomic number of that element. Okay, now here next question is, what is the group of this element? Okay, now atomic number is 20. If you see the periodic table, you will see that this element that having the atomic number 20, this element lies in which group? That is the second group. It lies in the second group. Okay, so this element lies in the second group. This is the answer for the second question. Next is, to which period does this element belong? Now it is in the second period. Okay, now which period it belongs? Now how to identify that? So you can see here the electronic configuration is given. As I told you that when we move towards the period or when we move from left to right, okay, left to right, what happened? The number of shells remains the same, and when we come down the group, the number of shells increases. So you have to just count the number of shells, which will give you the number of period. Okay, what is the or to which period the element belongs? That will tell you, or that answer you will get from this electronic configuration. So you count the number of shells, that is the 2 electrons in the first shell, 8 electrons in the second shell, again 8 electrons in the third shell, and last 2 electrons in the fourth shell. Okay, fourth shell means what? The element belongs to the period 4. Okay, so from this easily you can get the answer that this element belongs to the 4th period. Okay, so no need to study or learn all the answers to those questions. You have to study technically. So whatever the question is given to you, you try to understand that question. From that question only you can get the answers very easily. So these two answers we got from this one single line, that is electronic configuration is 2882. You have to just count the or add all the numbers, you will get the atomic number of that element. Count the number of shells, that will give you the period. Okay, one more question can be asked on this question, that is the name the element. Here now the name of the element is not given, they have just given the atomic number and the electronic configuration. So name the element. So what is the name of this element who is having the atomic number is 20? So that element is, that is the calcium. So which is that element? The element is calcium whose atomic number is 20. So easily you can get the 3 to 4 marks to this question. You can get it very easily. Now we will solve the next question. Now this is question number 4. Observe the table and answer the following questions. Now I have written here that you have to, for these questions you have to refer the diagram 2.10. So in the question paper this diagram will be given to you. You can see this diagram in the textbook. It is given here, that is the periodic table, modern periodic table 2.10. So this table will be given in your question paper. So for the time being you can refer the textbook. So I have written here that you have to refer the diagram, that is 2.10. Okay, now we will go towards the question. Now in this question number 4, the first sub question is, that is state modern periodic law. Now all of you know the statement we have discussed in the previous lectures. What is the statement for the modern periodic law? That is the properties of the elements are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So don't get confused between the atomic numbers and atomic masses, because Mendeleev's periodic law and modern periodic law both are same. The statement is near about same. Only the difference is, that is the atomic mass and atomic number. So for the modern periodic law we have to use atomic number, and for the Mendeleev's law you have to use the atomic mass. This word you have to use. So what is the statement? That is the properties of the element are the periodic functions of their atomic numbers. So this is the statement for the modern periodic law. Now second question, which points are considered for the arrangement of the modern periodic table? So while Moseley, when he arranged the elements in the periodic table, at that time which points he have considered? He considered the first thing, that is he considered the atomic number. He arranged all the elements in the increasing order of their atomic numbers. So the first point he has considered, that is the atomic numbers, then their electronic configuration and their properties. Okay, so these 3 points he has considered, that is the atomic number, electronic configuration and the properties. These points were considered while arranging the modern periodic table. Okay, so this is the answer for the second question. Now the third question, how are blocks indicated? Now as all of you know, in the modern periodic table we have seen how many blocks are there. There are 4 blocks, and these blocks are indicated by the alphabets, that is the S block, P block, D block and F block. Okay, so which are those 4 blocks? These 4 blocks, there are 4 blocks, and these 4 blocks are indicated by the alphabets, that is the S, P, D and F. Okay, so this is the answer number 3. Next is, which elements are present near the zigzag line? So when you will refer to the diagram, you will see that there is a zigzag line. Okay, and all of you know that this zigzag line is of which elements? Those are the metalloids. Now in this question they have not told that which metals are present or which non-metals are present. They have asked you the question, that is which elements are present near the zigzag line. So near the zigzag line you can see towards the left side of the zigzag line there are the metals, and towards the right side of the zigzag line there are the non-metals. So same thing you have to write the answer for this question, that is towards the left hand side of the zigzag line there are the elements like metals are there, and towards the right hand side there are the non-metals, and along the zigzag line there are the metalloids. So in this case you have to write about all the 3 elements, that is the metals, non-metals and metalloids. You have to refer their positions also. Okay, so keep in mind, towards the right hand side of the zigzag line metals, towards the right hand side there are non-metals, and along the zigzag line there are the metalloids. So you have to write all these 3 points. Next is there, while going from left to right, the atomic radius decreases. All of you know this. So you have to explain. So yesterday also we have seen that when we move from left to right, the atomic radius decreases. Why? Because the number of shells remains the same. Okay, so atomic number it increases by 1 unit, but the number of shells remains same, and due to this increase in the atomic number, there is an increase in the nuclear charge. And as there is an increase in the nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled towards the nucleus, due to which the atomic radius is decreasing. So you have to write all this explanation. Keep in mind, first thing, that is when we move from left to the right, the atomic radius, or we can say that when we move from the left to right, the number of shells remains the same, but atomic number increases by 1, due to which the nuclear charge also increases. As there is increase in the nuclear charge, the electrons are pulled towards the nucleus, due to which the atomic size or the atomic radius also decreases. So this explanation you can write it. Now we'll see the next question. Now we'll solve question number 5. Study the radii of the elements and answer the following questions. Okay, so you can see this table is given to you, that is the elements and the atomic radius. This table is there in your textbook also. Okay, so in this lesson you can see that the elements and the atomic radius of the elements are given. Some elements are there like the potassium, sodium, rubidium, cesium and the lithium. These elements are given. Atomic radius of the potassium you can see 231, sodium 186, rubidium 244, cesium 262 and lithium is 151. So by observing this table we have to answer the following questions. See the first question now, which of the above element have the smallest atom? Now if you will observe the table, observe the atomic radius of all the elements, okay, and you have to see that which element have the smallest atomic radius, okay. From this table you have to observe and you have to write the answer of such an element who have the least atomic radius, okay. So in this table you can see smallest atomic radius is, that is the 151, okay. So what is the name of that element? Name of that element is lithium, okay. And what is the atomic radius of that element? That is 151, okay. So lithium is the element which we have the smallest atom. Now question number 2. In which group of modern periodic table the above elements lie? Okay, so in which group? You can see that sodium, potassium, rubidium, lithium are there. So you have to tell in which group. Okay, so many times, or in the while explanation also I have told many times, in the first group, first element is hydrogen, then lithium, sodium, potassium. Okay, so you have to recall all those things and then you have to answer it. So in which group they lie? They lie in the first group of the modern periodic table. Okay, so all these elements which are given above in the table, those elements lie in the first group of the modern periodic table. This is your answer number 2. Number 3rd question is, what is the periodic trend in variation of atomic radius down the group? Okay, so when we move down the group, you have to tell what is the periodic trends in the atomic radii, whether it is increasing or decreasing. Okay, so many times I have told you, when we come down a group, the atomic radius goes on increasing. So you have to clear your concepts, that is the, when you come down the group, atomic radius increases. When we move from left to right, atomic radius decreases. Only these 2 points you have to keep in mind. Okay, so when we come down a group, the atomic radii, what happens? It increases. So this is the variation is seen when we come down the group. So you have to write this answer. One more question can be asked on this table, that is, define atomic radii. So atomic radius is what? Atomic radius is nothing but it is the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell of that element. Okay, so define atomic radius. It is nothing but it is the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell of that element. Okay, so in this way, depending on this table, such kind of questions can be asked. So now in this lecture I have tried to cover all the activity based questions which can be asked in the exam, and other you can refer the exercise, textual exercise which is given in your textbook. So you have to learn all those questions. Some activities are also given in the exercise. You have to complete that and you have to study them thoroughly. Now with the next lecture we will see regarding the paper pattern. Okay, pattern paper of science 1 of how many marks, or how many marks question number 1, 2. So all these things we will discuss in our next lecture. Thank you.